What's up, everybody? Back here with another video. I'm your host, Super Ninja Austin, with my SNA podcast. It's episode 9, part 2 of the NXT report. Let's begin. First off, we start off with the special event of the Heat Wave with Tony D'Angelo and Stax Lorenzo, the current NXT Tag Team Champions, presented the show into their swimming pool. Into the swimming pool in the pool party, talking about what's to come for tonight's event. We have Von Wagner taking on Baron Corbin. We have Ivy Nile taking on Ava Raine. We have Trick Williams taking on Ilya Dragunov, and the mixed tag match between Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio out of the Judgment Day, taking on Lyra Valkyria and Dragon Lee in the mixed tag team match. And last but not least, the main event, which is for the NXT Championship, the Carmelo Hayes against Wes Lee. And then let's begin onto the matches. We have Ilya Dragunov taking on Carmelo Hayes' main man, Trick Williams, which was a really good match. Like, it only lasted right around 15 minutes, and this is the match why you should watch and see. Is the reason why Trick Williams went to show that he's more than Carmelo Hayes' sidekick, and he just proved that by facing the former number one contender for the NXT Championship number one contender and former NXT UK champion Ilya Dragunov. And then, well, yeah, it was back and forth, but Trick Williams was giving Ilya Dragunov the fight of his career, because he was giving him a couple of punches, and he even hit him with a flapjack that was so brutally impact to the point that I bet even everybody in the outside of the arena at the CWC, which stands for the Capital Wrestling Center, by the way, and even had my brother watching. He was like, "Wow, like this guy can fight. Like he looked like a champion." And he even joked and said he reminds him of himself, Trick Williams. But anyways, like they were fighting like if they were actually fighting for a championship, but not a man or not even a championship. It's just a match on their feud, and show not only Ilya Dragunov but everybody in the NXT universe that he's not just Carmelo Hayes' sidekick. He can go on his own if he wanted to. But unfortunate for Trick Williams, Ilya Dragunov came back and hit him with his finisher right off the top rope with the super forearm maneuver. I forget the name of the move. It is called But yeah, Trick Williams hit him and he also hit him with one running knee strike. Looks like either a signature or finishing move. Which I think it was a signature move. He pinned him, but it wasn't enough to put him away. But he went back, hit him with a top rope Uranagi. That didn't really put him away, but it did. Nearly did beat him. Nearly beat him for the NXT. I mean, not NXT. I mean, beat him to gain some momentum into this singles run. But it wasn't enough to put away the former UK champion. And then he hit him with his forearm maneuver right onto the ground where Trick Williams was at. He looked like he knocked him out for the count, but impressively, Trick Williams just kicked out of that, and then he didn't really put him away until he did it again, except this time on the top rope for the 1-2-3 victory. And then And then that's when next we have Tyler Bate doing his usual meditating until Nathan Fraser got into the room, and then I think he even asked him that to be on his corner tonight to back him up in case the Metaphor have any sneaky plan on him, which he agreed to do so. And then that match is about to come up. We're about to talk about that in a minute. But and then up next we have
very close-knit family, and we're always there to uplift each other in time of need. Yeah, definitely something.
But yeah, what I think about Trick Williams' singles performance tonight against Ilya Dragunov? Y'all let me know down in the comments. But up next we have the Schism Lumberjack match, I believe, with Ava Raine against Ivy Niles, which probably lasted 5 to 10 minutes. But still, it was still a very, very good match. Like nothing out of the ordinary. But this was the actual proper debut of Ava in her match, because she had her overall debut at an NXT live event house show I believe it was in Jacksonville, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, back to the match. Ava hit her with a swift kick, which thought that was going to be it for Ivy Niles. And then she kicked out of that. And then that's when Ava started show gloating, and then started kneeing Ivy Niles right into the rope first. And then the referee was counting like we usually do for the 5 count, to warn Ava Raine that if she don't stop, she's going to get DQ'd. And so she stopped, and she slingshotted her Ivy Niles right out of the ropes. And then she tried to go for a power, some kind of a power slam jig. And then that's when when Ivy Niles got out of it, she hit her with the reverse sleeper, and then that's when she made Ava Raine tap with the move, because she couldn't take the hold for any longer. And then that's when Ava Raine started attacking her at the end of the match. She hit her with the my bad. I now won the match. That's when the Schisms tried to go in there and interfere, try to attack Ava Raine. Or not Ava Raine, Ivy Niles. And then that's when Ivy Niles hit that sleeper on Ava Raine again. But she started punching and German suplexing and drop kicking the rest of the minions of the yellow mask, smiley face Schism minions. And then that's when they started pulling Ava Raine out the ring and run off. And then we're gonna have more news on that after the Heritage Cup championship match. And up next, we have a backstage encounter between and conflict between Ilya Dragunov and Wesley. Wesley was checking on Ilya Dragunov, checking if he was all right, but and then he's like, yeah, I'm good. Like he's like Trick Williams, and then Trick Williams is no longer the needs for me. And then Wesley, and then Wesley's like, no problem. And then that's what Ilya drew. And that's when he starts saying, now I'm going to get into the NXT championship picture, and nobody is not going to slow me down of being in that, back into the title picture. And then Wesley's like, hold on, like, there's going to be a new NXT championship later on tonight in the main event. And again, I don't know what you're talking about. And then And then Wesley's like, you're looking at the championship right here. And then and when I do be champion, maybe I can accept a certain Dragon's challenge into the match, which I'm not sure if that will even happen anytime in the future. But watching the show, and especially the main event tonight, but we're gonna get to that later on. But what do y'all think? Is Ilya Dragunov ready to get back in the championship picture on whoever's gonna win the match later on that night, like for the NXT title? Let me know down in the comments below as well. And up next we have the Heritage Cup Championship match. But before that, that's when Dominic Mysterio and Rhea Ripley was getting ready for their match, their mixed tag match to be exact, against Lyra Valkyria and Dragon Lee. And then that's when Mustafa Ali came into the locker room. He sarcastically told him, good luck, and even tell them to break their leg, literally. And then that's when Dom was like, hold up, I don't need your useless and meaningless luck. Like, I don't care about anybody in this locker room in NXT but mommy herself. And then that's when Rhea was like, yeah. And then you have about 10 seconds to get out of here before you're gonna be walking out of here with all your limbs broken off your bones, or your bones be broken off your limbs. And then that's when he walked off. And then that's when we have the NXT Heritage Cup Championship match. And then at first it was just a draw in the first round, but however, Noam Dar beat him in the first round. Because thanks to outside interference, thanks to Dabba-Kato choke slamming Tyler Bate right through the hardest part of the ring, which is known as the ring apron. And then that's when the paramedics came out there to carry him out of the arena, to give him some medical attentions ASAP. That distracted Nathan Fraser. And then that's when Noam Dar hit him with the most devastating move in all of sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. And then that's when Nathan Fraser started playing catch up, and then try to go for a pinfall, but Noam Dar wouldn't let him have it, because he started kneeing and covering himself up so he won't pin him. And then so he had to wait for the next round, which is the round 3, which is round 3, and then he finally not round 3, round 4. He finally hits him with his finishing move. He won the round 4, and even the odds, and then they went round 5. And then they were still fighting, and then fighting. They brought it outside the ring, and then that's when Nathan Fraser hit the moonsault right onto not only Noam Dar but his right hand man of the metaphor, Mensa. And then he tried to throw Noam Dar back in the ring. Lash Legend was grabbing onto Nathan Fraser's leg. He tried to get it off, but he had to pull off and jump right out of her clutches just to get back into the ring and try to pin Noam Dar. But it was too late because the timer went off on round 5, and then they got to the round 6, and then this is when Noam Dar started getting the upper hand over on Nathan Fraser, and he tried to hit the ankle lock to to make Fraser tap, but even though he was attempting to make him of getting tapped out, but he did not let that bother him. So he started countering the ankle lock. That Booker T was starting to say, "Oh yeah," he thought that Noam Dar was gonna win, but he rolled out of that ankle lock, and then but Booker T said, "Oh yeah," like he was getting more excited, like which make me say my usual catchphrase, which he's so excited and two arch rivals getting into altercation more than a homeless man and the hurricane, which is a very funny catchphrase I usually say when Booker T say, "Oh yeah," when situations occur to that point. But yeah, back to the match. But that's when Noam Dar hits his finisher for the 1-2-3 victory, and to regain his Heritage Cup championship trophy that he won that he lost from Nathan Fraser back a couple months ago. But let me know what y'all think about this latest win from the Scottish 11 Supernova. Nova down in the comments below. But anyways, let's see. We have that's when we have some backstage video in the Schism room with Ava Raine and the Minions that she's like, Ivy, you nearly ended my career, and I'll try to play this at a nice game, but you decided to cowardly attack and unprofessionally brutalize me and try to injure me bad to the point that I cannot step back in the ring before I can even have a second match into the ring on NXT. And then I'm gonna make sure that you pay. Make sure that you pay in our next encounter, whenever that be. And then that she cannot end Ava Raine because she's standing under the protection of the Schisms tree, and then we're gonna get more videos from her sending her a message to Ivy Niles later on after this in-ring promo from Tiffany Stratton that she's been dominating as NXT Women's Champion since May from Battlegrounds, and she even beat the likes of Thea Hale and so on, a couple of women's wrestlers ever since being champion, which I believe she only defeated Thea Hale in her reign as champion, and then she even bragged that she's going to be a better champion, much like from the likes of Bayley and Charlotte Flair and even Asuka, and she even mistakenly said Becky Lynch, but she, even though she haven't won the NXT Women's Champion, but she had the most historical career in WWE, so that's what probably pops into mind. And then later on, that's when she started getting criticized on Twitter that she made a very irresponsible mistake of naming Becky Lynch as like a former NXT Women's Champion, that she's gonna dominate more than any of all the former NXT Women's Champions combined, and then she's going to continue reigning into the women's division of the gold brand until before she gets called up to the main roster. And that's when Gigi Dolan interrupted Tiffany Stratton and said that for me and I'm speaking for all these people here in the Capitol Wrestling Center, that please shut the hell up. And the last time you defended your championship, you tapped out, but the referee didn't see it. And I won a shot at your NXT Women's Championship. And then that's when Tiffany Stratton was like the last time I checked, like in your status into this division, that you don't deserve a NXT Women's title shot. And then that's when Gigi Dolan was like, there it is. Like yeah, you have the audacity to say I don't deserve nothing while you're here as champion. And as far as I'm concerned, like, you are the actual woman that don't deserve anything, like including that belt that's around your arms. And then that's when Kiana James came out there, and she was like talking about deserving nothing. Like, you really don't deserve anything and deserve any shot at the title, because the last time we were in the ring, I beaten you not once but twice. And then that's when Tiffany Stratton started thanking her, and then that's when Kiana James went straight to Tiffany Stratton saying, this is when I deserve a championship. I really deserve a championship, and beat you, Tiffany Stratton, with your wannabe Barbie ass. Like, and then she was like, well, excuse me. That was very rude. And then that's when Blair Davenport came out there, and she's like, I deserve this shot, and then I don't need to get some sympathy on social media of getting to this point. And then that's when all three women started cracking jokes about her being brutalized into the gas station or convenience store. I believe it was a convenience store, when she was in that brawl a couple weeks ago before their match at the Great American Bash, Roxanne Perez. And then do like at least like nobody do not want to go to Isle Davenport, and then, which I believe it came out of Gigi Dolan's mouth, and then they started laughing, and then that's when Blair Davenport shot back at her saying like, yeah, and that includes you. I don't need to keep bringing up my disabled little brother into this business just to get some attention around here. And then that's when I believe
highlighting the stories of local brave veterans. Honor a veteran by submitting their story and photo on fox4kc.com. Lifting veterans with a salute to service.
Give your pets the attention they deserve with Bruce's Better.
And she said like, and then like she's gonna win the NXT Women's Championship match on her opportunity, and because it is her. And then she was like, wait. And then that's when Gigi Dolan said, like, before you can claim something that's yours, you got to go through the whole entire division and prove your statement. And then oh yeah, that's when she told. But before she told, she said, and then she's like, your little. You have your little winning streak against Dana Brooke and Kalani, but no one haven't forgotten that you lost to to what's her name, to Roxanne Perez, and at Great American Bash, and you even got embarrassed a couple weeks before you even lost to the former NXT Women's Champion.
Tonight I've chosen an artist with nothing short of superstar. She's had
And then,
one top 40 hit.
no, let me mistake that.
9 years straight.
Like you've been embarrassed in your trip at the convenience store, and then that's when Kiana James started stepping in, joking around with Gigi Dolan, saying, "Yeah, like there's a cleanup on aisle Davenport," and then they started cracking up. And then. But let me rephrase that. She said clean up on aisle Blair, and then that's when Gigi Dolan started taking shots at Kiana James, saying, I would have wished that it was clean up on aisle business bitch a keeper," which they started arguing. And then what happened right here? But yeah, they started arguing. That's when Roxanne Perez came out of there. She's like, "Hey, Blair, remember me? Like, I'm the girl who beat you." And then that's when. And then she also reminded her about their encounter at the convenience store. And then that's when she went straight up to Tiffany Stratton. She was like, hey, Tiffany, I got something to say. And then what? And she hit her with a right hand. And then that's when the rest of the three women started brawling on each other. And then Roxanne Perez started joining. That's when Tiffany Stratton rolled out of the ring and walked out of there. And then I think they're going to do a fatal four-way number one contenders match to see who's going to face Tiffany Stratton at the next Premium Live event, which I believe the next one is No Mercy, which is next month in September. But who do y'all think who's gonna face Tiffany Stratton, and who's gonna win the number one contenders to be on their way to that point? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And up next we have And then that's when we shot a video on NXT of Drew Gulak being trained. Drew Gulak's training this new guy that wants to team with him and Charlie Dempsey, which they had him do some very strong and painful combat training with Drew Gulak doing some moves right on his arms and around his neck, doing some headlock and some arm drag submission technical training on him. And then that's when we go back to Ava Raine and to Ava Raine that she was telling that Ivy Niles basically a coward and she's a scared little delinquent into under her muscles. And then that's when that's when Ivy, I keep getting Ava Raine and Ivy Niles mixed up, and I'm gonna correct that. I'm not trying to be too comedic now, but anyways, Ivy Niles comes into the Schism room. She confronts her and get ready to do a part 2 of their match. Except this time into the room, that's when Ava Raine told these two mystery Schism minions to get her and get her out of here. That's when they were doing anything. She keeps shouting at them and ordering them to get her out of there. That's when they revealed themselves by taking their mask off, what you least expect, and they revealed that it was the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus Creed, which we haven't seen seen them in the building in NXT since they lost their match against the Dyad, and then that's when Ivy Niles went in there, took her down once again, beating the living sense into her, and then that's when Julius Creed got the camera. He sent a message to the rest of the schisms, Joe Gacy and the Dyad, and then they want a match. Like there won't be no funny business and then there will be no schism tactics of having them lose again. Like again, this time they want the Dyad into a steel cage match next week, and I believe this is if they win, they get their jobs back in NXT. But what do y'all think? Is that when is the match is going to happen? Is it going to happen next week? Is it going to happen at the No Mercy pay-per-view? And are they going to win the match against the Dyad to get their jobs back on NXT? Y'all let me know all about this down in the comments below. But next off, we'll move on to the.
So did their dog Roger.
We move on to this mixed tag team match between Mommy Rhea and Dirty Dominic Mysterio taking on Dragon Lee and Lyra Valkyria. I started off with Doms and Dragon Lee into the match. It was a very good athletic match. Dragon Lee's been hitting him with Hurricane Ranas and defying all laws of gravity by hitting him with flips and Hurricane Ranas, and then Hurricane Ranas to the point that he had to tag in Mommy Rhea. That had Dragon Lee tag in Lyra Valkyria. Ripley's like, you ungrateful little girl. Like, I try to give you some training. You decided to hardly take half of the training, and I continue with the training, like, and I am gonna destroy you. And then that's when Lyra Valkyria had enough of Rhea's mouth, so she started headlocking her, hitting her with an amateur style maneuver like to start the match. She Irish whipped Lyra Valkyria and hit her with the shoulder tackle. They start getting more physical in the ring.
Patients taking Tepezza may have infusion reactions. Tell your doctor right away if you experience high blood pressure, fast heartbeat, shortness of breath.
And then
before getting Tepezza, tell your doctor if you have diabetes, IBD, or are pregnant or planning to become pregnant.
And let's see here.
Blood sugar, even if you don't have diabetes, and may worsen IBD such as Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis.
Now, I'm ready to see that.
Visit
And then
Tepezza.com to find a TBD eye specialist and to see Bridget's before and after photos.
One man sees everything.
And then that's when Lyra Valkyria tried to twist her arm, snap it down, try to Irish whip her into the corner, but Rhea Ripley threw her on the other side of the corner. She tried to go up. She go for the top rope. She flips, do a cartwheel like flip. She hits the hip toss right on the Rhea Ripley. And man, this girl can know how to wrestle because she do that every week. Like I know she's really good, but I know she can get that good. Like when she aced the test of facing Mommy Rhea, bringing the fight to her and letting her know that she's more than just a rookie. And Rhea Ripley hardly got any defense and offense. She started hitting her with the right. She tried to go for a wheelbarrow sling jig, but Ryder flipped out of the back suplex. She pushed her right into the corner, and then that's when Rhea hit her with the shoulder tackle. And then that's when Rhea Ripley started slowly toying and mocking Lyra Valkyria, saying like, "What you gonna do now?" And then that's when Lyra got back up, hitting her with spinning roundhouse kicks, like if there was no tomorrow or next week, or even no next month. Like she looked like she's trying to get an opportunity for the Women's World Championship. I mean, who would blame Lyra Valkyria? Like the point is to make the Women's Championship so prestigious to the point you want your developmental superstars from NXT to try to earn themselves an opportunity to get to the main roster to fight for that championship once they're done in their time at NXT. But back to the match. Mommy Rhea tried to mock mock Eddie Guerrero, try to hit the three amigos, but she couldn't even hit the first amigo because Lyra Valkyria flipped out of it. She chopped her right into the back, slapped the taste out of Rhea's mouth, and then she was like, I didn't think I care. Like, do you think I care what you say? And then she started chopping and dodging, and then dodging Rhea Ripley's punches. She started chopping, hitting roundhouse kicks. Rhea Ripley tried to go for fireman's carry, but she tags in Dominic, but Lyra Valkyria rolls her up into a sunset flip. Dom comes from behind, and then Rhea Ripley rolls out of the ring. She was like, watch your back. And that's when Dragon Lee hits him with a running super kick, which brought him down, and then an explosive super kick, and then Lyra Valkyria hit him with a springboard moonsault jig, and then got him packing, and then did the same with Rhea Ripley. Had Rhea Ripley packing with a Hurricane Rana, which they both rolled out of the ring, and then that's when Dragon Lee and Lyra Valkyria high five. Lyra Valkyria hit him with a sliding kick, and then Dragon Lee hit Dominic Mysterio with the rolling somersault, and then Dragon Lee throws Dominic back right into the ring, and then Dragon Lee was trying to give Dominic time to get up, but he staying in the ground. He's saying, "Please don't let." And he's like, "I see what you're doing," and he booted him right into the face. And then that's when Dragon Lee put Dirty Dom's right into the corner. He hits him with the chop, repeatedly hit him with the chop, and then he started continuing. He's like standing right on the top rope. He tried to hit him with a punch, which Dominic dodges. By the way, Dominic throws him right into the corner. He tried to close on him into the corner, but Dragon Lee hits him with another chop, and then he hits him with a headlock, which Dragon Lee did so. Dirty Dominic Mysterio tried to hit him with a right hand. He hits him with the right hand. He tried to Irish whip him right to the corner, and then Dominic Mysterio dodges Dragon Lee's running clothesline jig right into the. He grabs his arm. He hits him with an arm drag right into the ropes, which he jumps on the outside, and then he tried to go for a pin, but Dragon Lee kicks out, and then Dominic Mysterio tried to figure out what move to do to him next, but nothing wasn't coming up, so he. But that's when he tags in Mommy Rhea. And then that's when Mommy Rhea was trying to decimate the Lyra Valkyria. She hits her with knee strikes and kicks, and then she tried to hit her with one powerbomb move that turns into that was pretty fresh. She hits her with a standing suplex for that, which tries to get her a 3 count, but Lyra Valkyria knew what she was doing, so she kicks out right at 2.9 or 2.6 because it looked like it was a little bit over a half of a count of the 3, and then that's when Mama Rhea started mocking Dragon Lee with Lyra Valkyria of kicking and stomping on her, and then Mama Rhea started axe handling, but Lyra Valkyria wasn't having it, so she started forearming her. She started repeatedly forearm, but Mama Rhea was starting to throw fists right on the back of Lyra Valkyria, and they started beating her chest and slapping it, saying like, "I am all that, like I'm the women's world champion and the Eradicator." And then that's when she started to hit her with the one-handed power bomb, and then turned it to a suplex. But Lyra Valkyria hits her with a neck breaker, and then that's when Lyra Valkyria had a chance of trying to tag in Dragon Lee, but Mommy Rhea was trying to grab onto her leg, but no, Lyra Valkyria hits her with a kick. Rhea Ripley tries to grab onto her legs, try to do whatever move, but she was toying with Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria super kicks her, got out of it, and then that's when Dom tagged himself in the match, and then Dragon Lee started hitting his comeback move, hit him with those elbows, and then hit him with a running Hurricane Rana, and then that's when he grabbed onto his leg, and then Dragon screwed it, and then Dragon screwed on the other one that made his other leg feel it, and then he's axe handling him, and then he hit him with the double foot stomp, which I bet his spine's gonna be feeling that first thing in the early morning of the next day, which was tomorrow, and that's when everybody started chanting Dragon Lee, and then Dragon Lee tried to go for a roll up until it turned to a schoolboy, but Dominic Mysterio reverse hit him with a kick, and then he tripped him over. He tried to hit his father's move, which is the 619, which he unsuccessfully do because Dragon Lee moved out of the way, and then he tried to hit him with a Spanish fly, but he flips it over into a sit out glamour power bomb, which only got him the 2 count because Rhea Ripley went for the save, because that would have ended with that move. Lyra Valkyria threw Rhea Ripley right into the ring. She tried to hit her with the Hurricane Rana, but Rhea Ripley caught her and slammed her right into barricade. And then if Simon did ups and downs at this point right now, his will be up to 99, which is one encounter away from his funeral, but I'm not sure that'll happen. But anyway, Raquel came out there to say, fought off Rhea Ripley out of the arena, and then that's what, and she needed which my mom would say, because she did not like this mommy character from Rhea Ripley at this point. But anyway, and then she went out there, fought her off because they have a match at Payback, which is a week from the Saturday. That distracted Dirty Doms. Dragon Lee hits him with his rolling backwards reverse DDT right onto the condom. He hit him with that move. He got the 1-2-3, and then that's when he hit the 1-2. He got the 1-2-3, and that's when Dragon Lee and Lyra Valkyria celebrated, beating the Judgment Day couple, and it looks like we're gonna see future. Like I said last week, they're gonna see future for both the former AAA Tag Team Champion and the upcoming Irish superstar into her respective rights into the NXT brand. But yeah, what do y'all think? Like, do you think Dragon Lee's gonna get another opportunity for the NXT North American Championship? And most importantly, is he gonna beat him for the dethrone Dominic Mysterio for the NXT North American Championship? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But up next we have I believe the Metaphor with Noam Dar celebrating with Mensa and Jameer Jackson and Lash Legend, and he received a letter from WWE, an anonymous from someone anonymous in management in WWE, that there will be a a tournament for the NXT North American Championship. For the NXT, not North American, for the NXT Heritage Cup Championship, and it's gonna start next week. And that's when Noam Dar starts celebrating with the rest of the metaphor, but into greatness that he's not gonna defend his little Heritage Cup in the next 5 weeks. And let me know what y'all think. Like, who exactly is going to be, which I'm assuming is going to be former wrestler from the NXT UK, like with the likes of Nathan Fraser and Joe Coffey and Tyler Bate and the rest of the rest like goes on and on. Like, but yeah, let me know who's gonna win. And do you think that you're gonna beat Noam Dar for his Heritage Cup? His new 3-time Heritage Cup reign is the Heritage Champion. Heritage Championship. Y'all let me know down below. But anyways, we have Baron Corbin taking on Von Wagner. But before the match even started, we had the big brawl because Baron Corbin decided to come out and attack Von Wagner from behind. And then Von Wagner from behind, and then he start running right through Barry Barricade like if there was no next week for a funeral for Barry Barricade. And then that's when Von Wagner started fighting back. He didn't let go around and fight. And then that's when And Von Wagner took him to the announce table. He was about to hit the jackknife powerbomb, but before he had the chance to do any of that, that's when Braun Breaker comes out there, spears Von Wagner, and started going hype up crazy. He thought, run. Like if he did some huge achievement, but all he did is help Corbin out, bringing down the future WrestleMania main eventer, the future main eventer of WrestleMania. But let me know what this is going, where this story is heading off to down in the comments below. We have Carmelo Hayes getting ready for his NXT Championship match, but with his main man Trick Williams wishing him good luck, and then Carmelo Hayes started saying I'm very proud of you of what you did out there. Like, you shown that you're more than just the right hand man. Like you can do this on your own, like at any time. And then the same with me. Like, I'm gonna do stuff on my own time. You know, he's like, don't get me wrong, don't get nothing against you. Like, I'm showing you that I can do this I can do this like with or without you on my corner. And he's like, all right, like, yeah, I understand you, man. And then he grabbed the champion. He was looking at directly the championship. He was grabbing onto it. It looks like he wanted to ask Carmelo Hayes for a championship opportunity, but it looks like he's gonna wait off until after a title defense against Wesley, which I'm not sure when he'll ask for that. When that day comes where he asks for a championship opportunity, but Carmelo Hayes got this trip in a one-on-one classic, but we're gonna see about that. That remains to be seen. But for now, he's gonna stay as his main man and support him in his title reign as NXT Championship. And a day comes where he asks for that particular favor, which I'll say I'll give it about a month or so. I'll say about a month or two that didn't rage at that point. But yeah, I'm gonna let y'all decide on y'all's opinion down in the comments below. I'm moving on to this backstage interview where where Mackenzie Mitchell interviewing Tiffany Stratton saying it's been confirmed that how do you feel about the confirmed number one contender fatal 4-way match to see who's going to face Tiffany Stratton at the next Premium Live event, which is No Mercy. And she was like, I don't really care about that right now. Like, I'm just getting annoyed. I'm being annoyed about these trolls correcting me about my mistake of calling Becky Lynch the former NXT Women's Championship, which she never held the NXT Women's Championship gold, let alone holding any kind of achievements like that on the gold brand, other than joining NXT and getting a start in the WWE in that way. And you like whoever it is, like it's gonna be ended up on my list of the victims I gone past when I continue my reign and dominance as women's champion into this women's division. And then we go back over to and this when we go into the NXT Women's Championship match. But before that, this is when Schisms popped up on the screen with their camera saying, "You think you can hold our sister Ava Rain for ransom? We have nothing coming. What if it?" And that's when the Diaz started saying, like, "Yeah, but what if it's inside a cage or not? Like, we're gonna end you once and for all, and make sure you never ever come back here, ever." And then that's when we had the NXT Championship match between Leslie, which there was a close contest between him and champion Carmelo Hayes. But before they started that match, Carmelo Hayes have a very special entrance for Wesley. It has a jersey that says his in-ring last name, which is Lee. And it looked like the jersey was burning until it started cooling off and extinguishing the flames into a nice icy cold waterfall, kind of like water falling down. And that's when he made his entrance. Made his introduction after Wesley. They started the match. This was a really perfect way to end the show, even though it was for the NXT title. But even if it wasn't for the NXT title, I'll still say this would have been a perfect match to the main event the show. And also, Vic Joseph said this is the first ever time that two African-American superstars that ever main evented NXT for the NXT Championship being on the line, which that's a very proud achievement for both superstars and for both men. And I hope for the better for both of these men. They achieve more of their goals as soon as they get called up to the main roster and win belts like the undisputed WWE Universal Championship and the World Heavyweight Championship in their future ahead of them. And I'll say this match probably lasted right around, I would say about 15 minutes, like 15 minutes of enjoying the match, which Wesley almost had him for two separate times. Like the first time with his first finishing move when he go off the top rope and hit that move that like a diving corkscrew move that you would be familiar from playing WWE 2K23. He got him right there, but and also before that, like they started hitting each other with moves. They fell down and they started their kick up, and then that's when Wesley hits the running Spanish fly right on to Carmelo Hayes. They were going back and forth. But anyways, Wesley hit Carmelo Hayes with that diving corkscrew splash. That didn't work. And then Carmelo Hayes hit him with the running face breaker, which that only gave him the 2 count. And that's when Wesley hits him with the cardiac kick, which nearly got him a 3 count, but only got a 2.9 double to triple 999. 0.1 out of a second from being 3, but that didn't work. So they took it outside. I was like, I hope there's not going to be no count-out finish like Chad Gable last night on the Intercontinental Championship, which thank God that didn't happen. Carmelo Hayes, however, hit him with the no-look shot DDT, springboard DDT, right into the, thank you, Mama, DDT right through the announcer's table, which that shocked even the whole commentary. Like Vic Joseph was like, oh my God, like what did just happen? Like it was like a no-look shot. He threw Wesley out into the ring. He hit the nothing but net leg drop right onto him, and he got the 1, 2, 3, and he's still the NXT North American champion, which I would expect it to be because, like, nothing against Wesley. It's just that Carmelo Hayes is dominating this champion, and he's going to continue even more and more until that very time when he gets called up to the main roster. He's eventually going to drop it to another challenger, but that remains to be seen in the future. But for now, Carmelo Hayes is killing it and not missing, like he says on his catchphrase. And now, like he said last week, he never missed. He can't miss. Like, he really can't miss with his talents. And I'll say he's going to do this even when he gets called up to the main roster because he's really that good. And then let me know what y'all think about this and who's going to be his next opponent, which I'm not sure it will be Trick Williams, but I think it's going to be probably at Halloween Havoc. But let me know who's going to be your next opponent. It could be anybody that you can guess down in the comments below. But I think at No Mercy is going to be somebody different to build up to planting those seeds because those seeds still have to plant into a big tree. So I'm gonna wait until that sapling gonna grow into the next month or so. But yeah, that was the end of NXT. And I would give tonight's show, I would say 3.5 stars out of the 5 because it was very basic, decent, and average, but still was a good show to watch, including the NXT Championship match. And then I would say that they should continue this. They should continue this push with Wesley as well, like him being right on top. Like maybe he could be in the feud with Ilya Dragunov, but yeah, that's just fantasy booking for now until if it actually happened. WWE come up with that idea to do so, obviously. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought about tonight's NXT down in the comments below. And I'm going to see you all in the next video. As you can see me eating some snacks eating some of the snacks that me and Mama has. This is the new ranch, a new tangy ranch, it has a very spicy ranchy kick, which is very good. And I got some little Twinkie ding dongs that's put together while talking about the review of NXT. But yeah, I'm going to see you all in the next video. I hope you stay tuned for tomorrow night's part 2 AEW Dynamite review for my 10th episode of the series, the SNA podcast. But, yeah, please check it out. Check it out right tomorrow night, same time, which my time is Central, which is 9 p.m. Central. And I'm going to see you all then, and hope y'all having a great night. Peace out, folks. Sass out.
I'm not feeling a freaky word. Maybe you is the word.
You got to figure out.